Hello, everyone. Dave Blair, PIAA Statewide Football Rules Interpreter, and welcome to number 4 in this series of 4 videos covering quizzes 1 and 2. Today we'll cover quiz 2, questions 6 through 10. Again, I'd like to thank Nick Rosanelli for helping me with this. The first question, number 6. Ask, by rule, is there any ineligible player illegally downfield on this play? A, yes, when the ball crosses the line of scrimmage, there are players illegally downfield, or no, when the ball is released, there is no A players illegally downfield. So let's take a look at the video. So first off, we need to understand what makes an ineligible receiver downfield, okay? So we need to look at 2:28:2, the expanded neutral zone, and we also need to look at 7:5:12, okay? We also have to understand that it is when the ball is released. We don't want to split hairs, okay? We want to make that ineligible downfield a solid 3+ yards. Yes, it's 2 yards, beyond 2 yards. The expanded neutral zone is 2 yards. We want to make it a good +3, okay? A good 3+, I should say, before we're going to call that. And we'll talk a little bit about mechanics after we run through the play. So it's going to happen, I believe, from the right side of the formation, whether he gets downfield. And boy, it sure looks it, doesn't it? And the umpire throws. So I'm going to go back in a couple things. Let's back it up a little bit. Umpire, good position. All right. This is a 7-person game, even in a 6-person game. 5-person is a little difficult because sometimes on pass plays like this, I understand your wings are moving, okay? So that's where the umpire has to know where he's standing, where he starts, and where the snap happens. But in this situation, the line judge takes primary responsibility. Umpires, unless they blow by you, okay, and you're sitting up at 8 or 9 yards, 7, 8, 9 yards, if they blow by you, then you have him, or he's standing beside you, then you have a possibility to be secondary on it. But reaching for this one, I'm not sure we know exactly where he's at. I'm going to try to stop it right. The ball's coming out of his hands right now. Is he beyond 2? Well, we snapped where? We snapped at the, what is that, the 16? 1, 2, 3. He's not quite to the 20. Not quite to the 20. So we're splitting hairs. His back foot's probably at the 2. His front foot's about to touch down at 3 yards beyond. And the ball's already way past the air, and he's just now at the 4-yard, right? Or at the 3-yard, I should say. Maybe 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he's just past that 3+. So right now. So for the umpire to come and get this is tough. Now it's caught, okay? Now he's way downfield. And remember, these players can cover a lot of ground from the time that ball comes out of the quarterback's hand, the passer's hand, until it's caught. They can cover 2, 3, 4 yards if they're moving. These athletes can move. So where this needs to be helped from is the line judge needs to be able to come in and say, hey, who'd you have? And if he says, was it 78 or 79? No, he wasn't. He was good. So umpires, rely on your L's to get this. H's can help because H's are now in a 6 and 7-person game are holding their line and not moving at the snap anymore. They're holding that line so they can help. So the H and the L are really the primary on this to discuss to get this. Now, don't be in a hurry to go report. Okay, we don't want to be in a hurry. You need to get in there and make sure this pile is cleared up and gone. Then we can go report. All right. So we don't want to split hairs. Can the line judge help make this a solid 3+ yards? All right. I don't think the umpire has a good look and a good judgment on where that was. And how we want this to be officiated is Your antennas go up when you see that ineligible at the 3-3, right? We want to make it 3 because he's beyond 2. The neutral or the expanded neutral zone is 2. So we want to make it beyond 2. So we're going to make it 3. Your antennas go up. You glance back. If the ball is still in the quarterback's hand, all right, now there's a potential foul. He releases, right? He releases the ball. It goes beyond, it just releases the ball and it goes beyond the line of scrimmage. There's 2 parts there, and it ends up beyond the line of scrimmage. Then we drop the flag. We don't have to be in a hurry for it. If you look back and the ball is out of the quarterback's hand, we don't have a foul. So we have to be aware of when that ball is released. So there were 60.2% answered the questionnaire or the quiz is when the ball crosses the line of scrimmage, and that is incorrect. That's a high percentage of not knowing what our role is. 39.8 says when the ball is released, and that's the correct answer. So we all have to understand when an eligible receiver downfield exists. Now, we may have the line judge, all right? We may have the line judge throw that flag, or the umpire, if he blows by him. Let's just say that lineman blows by the umpire and he's standing beyond him and he throws the flag. Then the line judge or the H need to come in and say that that pass was completed behind the line of scrimmage. Therefore, we're going to pick up the flag. So there's a lot of components go into an eligible downfield, and it's one of the most applied rules over the last few years. So that's one rule that we really, really need to work on. Okay, quiz 2, question number 7, catch or no catch. This is a tough one. There's a lot of judgment involved here. As we work through the play, we'll talk a little bit more about mechanics. I know that it was about split whether it was a catch or no catch on this question. So it really needs to be worked by the H and the S as a team over there to make the ruling on this. Let's first talk about our referee. Umpire, you're probably pretty good. 1, 2, there's 5, 6, 7. You're almost 8, 9, 10. You're maybe a little deep. You may want to get up in here a little bit. Referee, you're definitely too deep. You're 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18 yards away. You're a little deep. You probably need to come up about 3 yards up into here and be right about in here. You're good width, but a little too deep. So let's run this play, and we'll watch the sideline. It's going to be at the top of your screen. Did he complete the catch? And it's really tough to tell. Remember what we have to say to complete the catch? You must possess the ball, and you must maintain that control going out of bounds, right? And if you're going to the ground, we should possess that ball all the way to the ground. This is a tough one. Now we'll get an end zone view, I believe, that shows it again. And here it comes right here. He possessed it. He's got a foot down. Does he make a football move and possess the ball and then out of bounds? It's real tight. That is a tight call. And I'll admit that you have a 50-50 shot on that one. But what I liked about the S is coming up. He's killing the clock. Good job there. But remember, S side judges, you don't have that spot. You've got good cushion. Good job there. You're looking back. You're helping out. He's out. Okay, now here's where you need to keep your cushion and not be in a hurry to come up for that spot. That's not your spot. That is the H's spot all day. You know where he went out. Yell at him. If you have an 0-2-0, you can reach down and holler. The 41, or 42, whatever that may be. If you're not sure if it's a catch and you meet him at that spot, you can kill the clock. Don't give a signal. Allow him to come to you. Don't square off because you haven't made that call yet, okay? Wait for the H to come to you so you can converse. And then one of you, after an agreement is reached, then one of you can give the catch and the spot, and everything's good. So this is a real tough one, but this is a little bit more about mechanics. I know the question was relayed catch or no catch. It gets you thinking, what do we have to have a catch? But more so working with your crewmates there to get that right and coming down on how we want that to be done, and not have one. The old adage is, well, if he's away from you, you take the feet and I'll take the ball. No, you have to have the feet in, then you look for the ball. If he's got the ball and possessed the ball, then it was probably a catch. This one's really, really close. And quite honestly, it's a tough call. It was a tough call, and they made the best call they could. Okay, quiz 2, play 8, question 8. Is this a legal hit because it is not targeted at or above the neck area? Or A, that is B. A, is it a foul for defenseless player, an illegal hit in defenseless player? So let's run it through. There's another little caveat to this play. I want everybody to kind of see it at the end of the play. Keep in mind, the offensive team is at the top of the sideline. Everybody see the play. So we're going to bring it back. So in order for this, is he defenseless? And the answer would be yes. He has not had an opportunity to make a football move and be able to protect himself. 2, the defender is coming in to put a hit on him to punish him. In order to make that hit on a defenseless player, what does that defender have to do? He has to do one of two things. He has to come in and make that hit with open hands, just like a blindside block, right? Open hands extended. Or he has to make a wrap-up tackle. Does he do either of those? No. And what makes it worse, we don't have a flag down on this. What makes this worse is that player is injured now, and he's down. Okay? This isn't Saturday or Sunday football. This is high school football. This has been a foul the last 2 years, and we need to focus on these players, on receivers like this that are defenseless in the hits. I'm going to take this one step further. Watch what 8 does right now to the opposing team's bench. So not only should we have a personal foul for a defenseless player, 232.16, 943P, page 74, open hands or a wrap-up in order to make it legal. This is a personal foul. Not only that, but after number 8 hit, he flexes towards the opponent's bench. This is unnecessary or unsportsmanlike, This is an unsportsmanlike foul. These are the easy ones. These are the ones we must get. We cannot allow this type of action to come into our game. This is not Sunday afternoon football. We should have 2 rags down on this, and we should have a UNS on number 8 and send a message. All right? Especially when he does that act towards the opponent's bench within 4 or 5 yards of their sideline. So we need to be more active on those receivers across the middle and the hits on these receivers. We have to understand that there's only 2 ways you can hit them: open hands extended or a wrap-up tackle. Okay, quiz 2, question 9. Is this in an eligible downfield? And let's run it. I believe the player is number 56. We're snapping at the B34. We talked about being 3+ downfield. See if I can get it stopped. He rolls out. Where's 56? Okay, so let's talk about this right now. 56, we snap from here. 34, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's definitely 4. Okay, so now our antennas, as line judges, he's got his back to you, as plain as day. Your antenna goes up, right? Your antenna goes up. He continues rolling out. He's still at 4. Doesn't matter. Once he goes past that 2 plus, right? Technically, we got him. We want to make it 3 plus, just so we're not splitting hairs. The ball's released, and he's there. Now we have the L coming in with the flag down because everybody's looking at him. Is this the correct call because of where he was? And the correct answer is A. Yes, that is the correct call for an eligible downfield. 86.2 had this one correct. 13.8 did not. Or excuse me, let me go back. 83.9 had this correct, and 16.1 had it incorrect. So that was good call and good get by the crew on this one. Okay, quiz 2, question 10, the final question of the quiz series. The question is, a short wing throws a flag for a false start on A number 2 for picking his hand up after it was on the ground. The flag was picked up by the referee on this play. Is this correct? A, yes, number 2 was the end on the end player on the line of scrimmage, or no, a player can never pick up his hand off the ground once it is put down. Let's take a look and discuss. So on this play, number 10, or question number 10, we're going to run this through real quick. They come out. We got our set. Now, have we looked at our set? We have doubled up here. We have 3 in the backfield, 4 in the backfield. He's on a line of scrimmage. So who's on our side? We have a tight end, tackle, guard. Okay? So when we run this through, they call a signal, they reset. The tight end comes up, and now the defense talks the line judge into throwing his flag. Now, line judges, if you're going to throw this flag, all right, and you have a false start, what you believe is a false start, you need to throw the flag, kill the clock, and bust in here. Bust in and meet your referee here. Don't just walk in. We're seeing too much walking on the field. We need to look like we want to be there. Bust in and tell the referee what you have. What happened is now he comes in, talks, he calls the false start then, and now the referee says, wait a second. Who picked it up? Now we have the discussion. We have the discussion. We're still talking about what it is, explaining what happened. Okay, referee decides he's not going to wave it off. Now, referees, you have a field microphone because I saw you reach down and touch it. The only time we're going to pull out our flag and wave the flag as a wave the foul off is if we do not have a microphone. If we have a field microphone and it's working, we don't pull the flag out. We just click it on. There is no foul in the play as the tight end is eligible to reset, and leave it go at that and get things moving, okay? But we need to act more efficiently and understand that we need to bust in from a mechanic standpoint. We need to throw the flag, bust in towards the R, not towards the ball and the player. My question also would be, did we work our pre-snap routine? Did we check the number of linemen on our side? Did we check the eligible number? Did we pick out our eligible number? Did we go through that and understand what the formation was and how many we had in the backfield to begin with? So if he did shift, now we added another one. So we have to do our pre-snap routine each and every time that a team comes out and lines up. In this case, we also need to know the rule. Who can move? The man on the end of the line can get up. He can step back. He can step back and go in motion. He can step back and go to the other side and go to an overload on the other side and cover up the tackle on the other side, right? So there's a lot of things can happen prior to the snap, and we need to know the rules. 76.6% of the respondents were correct. And what I find hard to believe is 23, almost 24% of the respondents had this incorrect. We need to get back into the rule book, guys, during the off season. That's all I have for quiz 2, questions 1 through 10. I appreciate your participation. The other thing I want to encourage is everybody throughout the season or the off season to stay in the rule book, watch as much film as you can, study the rules, send video to me if you find any. either during the off season from last year or this upcoming season that we could use. By no means are these videos to ridicule or criticize any official in particular. This is all about us all getting better and working together as crews when we set out onto the field. So until next time, I thank you all for your participation. Have a great off season. And again, stay in those books.